Hey everyone, Will here with Open Book SEO, and today I'm going to show you an on-page SEO tutorial for WordPress. What I'll do is give you an exact strategy that I used with one of our clients recently, and we've seen an increase in organic traffic to their blog by 119%. So it's more than doubled in only 3 months, and I'll show you the step-by-step strategy we use to help them achieve that result with on-page SEO. So let's dive into it. Here's the result we saw. This is a screenshot from Google Analytics. This is their organic traffic to that specific blog post. You can see they were getting around 300, maybe a little under 300 visits per week to this specific page through organic traffic. And we optimized the post on April 3rd, 2018. And the final week of June 2018, they hit 617 visits to that blog post. So within about 90 days or less than 90 days, we were able to more than double their organic traffic week over week. So the four steps that we used to do that, the first one we'll go over is page structure. WordPress makes it really easy for you to change your header tags. Typically with most themes, your page title is going to be your header 1 tag. So the first thing we want to do is only use one H1 per page. The H1 needs to be the title of the page. You want to include your primary keyword in that title. Use multiple H2s. Include your primary keyword at least once in one of your H2s, and then include variations of your primary keyword in those H2s as well. And then another thing about page structure, we only want to use up to H3, so don't use H4, H5, H6, anything like that. This post is on best 3-person tent. That's the primary keyword that we're kind of targeting. So here I'm using a variation, top 10 3-person tents. People are also searching backpacking and camping. People also search 3-man tent, so we include that in there. And then under how to choose a 3-man tent, we have these header 3s. So we never go down to header 4. You can see we list out the tents here. We review each one. So we have the 7 best 3-person tents. So again, primary keyword here for the header 2. And then each individual one we have as a header 3. And then we want to make the content easy to read. Rule of thumb, don't go too far over 300 words below any heading. So no subtopic should be over 300 words. So next is images. So if we wanted to add an image to this page, you click add media here, and what you want to do before you upload the image is make sure you title it something that kind of makes sense. A lot of people upload images that have a really long string of numbers, and it's just not descriptive for Google. Google's getting better at reading images and what they're about, but if you can title your image, then it helps Google know what the image is about. So if you can include also your primary keyword in the title as well as the alt text for the image, then that's ideal for at least your first image, maybe 2 or 3 on the page. So you want to make sure the title and alt text, I make them the same. Typically, we'll use 3 to 5 images per page. This depends on how long the post is, what the post is about, things like that. The easiest way to figure out how many images you should use is type in your primary keyword to Google and look at the top 3 to 5 listings and see how many images on the page each of those are using. And maybe just take an average of those and use that many images for your post as well. Really, the image title as well as the alt text need to describe what the image is about. Google's getting better at reading images, but it's also looking at that title and alt text to see what your image and what your blog is about. Next, title tags and meta descriptions. So, well, first let's go over what a title tag is. So the title tag is this blue text here that somebody clicks on in the search results. You want it to include your primary keyword. You want to differentiate your title tag among other listings. So pull up your primary keyword in Google, look at the top 10 listings, and figure out how you can make yours stand out a little bit. This is a place where you're essentially advertising your article. So make sure that yours looks a little bit different than everybody else's. Typically, you don't want to go over 65 characters. Include your primary keyword in the title tag, and use brackets and parentheses. Typically, for most of our client pages now, when we type the primary keyword into Google, not very many title tags have brackets or parentheses. So we've been using that, and we've seen increased click-through rates as a result. So try that out. And then also using numbers in the title tag can help, using the current year if it makes sense. Obviously, you don't want to be misleading in any way or anything like that, but if it's something that does need to be updated on a yearly basis, for example, you can put something like updated 28 for 2018 or something like that, just to draw the user's eye to it and to make it more relevant. For the meta description, Google's going to bold the primary keyword. So what you want to do is use your primary keyword in the meta description as well. And then also variation. So I know people are searching for camping and backpacking tents. People are also searching for 3-man tent, so I added that here. And then I like to add a CTA sometimes. So click now to find your tent, just to entice people to click and encourage them to click on our listing. One other thing to keep in mind is that I'm editing this through Yoast. Depending on when you're watching this, we should have another video up on the blog on how to install and optimize your Yoast plugin. But that's what we're using for WordPress for all of our clients. That's what we'd recommend for you as well. Step 4 is internal and external linking. So again, this is going to depend on how long your article is. Typically, we'll do 4 to 7 internal links per page. You want to include your primary keyword in the anchor text if possible. I've got another post on best 2-person tent, and I linked out to 2-person tent to that post. So ideally, I would put best 2-person tent. You don't have to force it, just kind of do what makes sense. And then also include 2 to 3 external links per page. This is something a lot of people don't do, and it really helps Google figure out what the page is about. So if you can link to some kind of shoulder niches or some related articles on other high authority domain sites, that will help Google tell what your page is about, and it'll add value to the user. Typically, I'll have these open in a new tab to keep users on my site. But as long as it's adding value to the user, it's a good idea. The ratio I like to use is 1 external link for every 3 internal links about. Sometimes I'll do 4, sometimes I'll do 2 to 1. It just depends, but that's a rough kind of ballpark number that you can stick with. So that's it for this video. Hope that helps. Hopefully it can help you increase your organic traffic. Before you even do any of this though, make sure you have your keyword research done. Make sure you have your on-site optimization done. Without that proper foundation in place, you're not going to be able to get your pages to rank. So depending on when you're watching this, we should have other videos on that. So check those out, but just be sure to make sure you have your site optimized, make sure you have your keyword research done before you get to any of this post optimization. But again, hope that helps. Comment below if you have any questions or if you liked the video. And if you want to see more of these, subscribe to our channel. And hopefully we will see you soon.